Dialogues of the Carmelites is an important opera because I think it's relevant to today's modern world. The notion of the role of government in one's life, the notion of religious freedom, the notion of standing up for what one believes in, and I think there's so many things that resonate in today's world from this piece, which is based in history. And the historical part of it is also incredibly important. It's important to tell the story of these 16 nuns because they've been credited with ending the revolution, and that reign of terror ended because of their martyrdom.
Dialogues of the Carmelites is actually one of my favorite operas, and I think one of the strongest operas in the repertoire. It's an emotional roller coaster and just has one of the most devastating final scenes of any scene in all of opera. I'm sure I'm not giving anything away when I say that the opera ends with the execution of the 16 Carmelite nuns, but the way that Poulenc has set that, with this sort of ostinato bass going on against the nuns singing sweetly over the top of the Salve Regina, and the crowd in the background, and gradually taking out one voice after another as we hear the guillotine fall, is an incredible theatrical moment, and certainly something that I think everyone should experience. It's just a tremendous piece.
The themes of the opera running through, are they going to be applied to any century, any time? I mean, fear, faith, courage. It's their universal themes that everyone can relate to and everyone can partake in. And so it's really relevant even now, even though we're talking about 18th century, nuns and everything. It's a very true story, very moving story.
So many universal themes in this piece. The main through line of the piece is fear, and how we deal with fear, and how we react to fear, how we confront fear. But also, it's about love. It's not about romantic love, but it's about love of a brother for his sister, who he's very concerned about. Love of the Mother Superior for her sisters who are about to go to execution. It's also about faith and the power of faith and commitment to faith. And it's also about grace. For Poulenc, this piece really was about the transfer of grace. By doing a good act for humankind, that grace can be then transferred to another person.
As a director, the challenges of this work, there are many. I think that the 16 scenes, the fact that some of them are only 2-3 minutes long, that is a logistical challenge, actually. I also think everybody comes to this piece with some very specific notions. They've done all their historical research, and as a director I always say, okay, that's great. That's great that you know who this person was in history, but that's not the story we're telling. We're telling the story that's in the score. And so sort of the balancing act of being respectful to the history that this piece speaks about, but then also finding the right way to build the drama and to remember that we're entertaining an audience, albeit with a sad story.
I mean, of course, they'll be deeply moved no matter what. Just the way Poulenc has set that final scene, and watching these characters through their journey, they'll be moved no matter what. But I hope that inside of all of that, I mean, just tragic content, they'll come away with a little bit of what my character finds at the end, which is the end of her journey is really coming to peace with all the fear and the torment and everything that she's been going through. She finally comes to a place in her journey where she's ready and she's grounded. So I'm hoping that even though they'll be just deeply moved by this, that they'll also come away with a sense of kind of understanding.